Hope you're doing well today. Hey, it's Gary. If you are watching this live, give me a 1 in the comments. If you're watching this on a replay, give me a 3 in the comments. I would love to be able to recognize you. Thanks for hanging with me. I want to share with you something quite interesting. You know, there's so many different ingredients for success. There is no one thing. It's just not possible. There's so many. It's just like, baking a cake. It's just not one thing. You don't have a cake by just having flour. You don't have a cake by just having chocolate. There's a combination of things. So success is the same way. There's just not one thing. And sometimes without this one thing, your outcome is no good, right? So you may have a lot of other things and you're doing well, but without this one thing, whatever that one thing might be, it may be limiting your success. So I'm going to give you one of those one things. So a friend of mine, he was interviewing Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson, for those of you who don't know, I am not a sports fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know who Phil Jackson is. He's an incredible basketball coach, and he has been a legend in that field for quite some time. And he was asked this question by my friend, and the question was, if you had to create a team, who would you rather have it start with, or words to that effect? So he threw out 3 names. That would be 3. 3 names: Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and the other one was Michael Jordan. And his response was interesting, so I want to make sure that this is a response, hopefully, that you're going to have as to why Phil Jackson picked the specific basketball player. And I know for me, it's been a problem that I've had, and I tell you why. It's because I was born and raised, if you don't know, in a cult. And when you're born and raised in a cult, you are really programmed and conditioned to stay inside of their propaganda. You are not encouraged to go out and do learning or reading or seminars. You're definitely not going to college. I mean, I have no college education. It's crazy. So here's what Phil Jackson said. He picked Michael Jordan. Why did he pick Michael Jordan over Shaquille and over Kobe Bryant? He said 2 words. I'm going to give you 1 word, and I'm going to give you the adverb that he added to that word. He said because Michael was coachable, but he said extremely coachable. So here's the thing. You want, on your journey of success, whatever it is, I mean, I just recently hired somebody. I hire so many different people, especially in the last, oh my goodness, I would say in the last 2 years, the amount of coaches, consultants, advisors that I have brought on have been crazy. Unfortunately, there are a lot of BS crappy ones out there. So my point here is, if you know you're on a certain path or journey of success, it's probably going to be very advantageous for you to shave a lot of the learning curve off by bringing in a great consultant, advisor, coach, whatever. But on the same hand, make sure that you are just not coachable, but extremely coachable. Well, how do you become extremely coachable? Well, you become extremely coachable by making sure that you respect the person you're hiring. So before hiring them, do due diligence to make sure you're going to be able to respect them. I recently hired somebody and I lost all respect for that individual. I will never, never hire that person again, nor will I ever recommend that person again, because there was no way that person could coach me, so I'm definitely not going to be extremely coachable. Boom, we get rid of him, we go find somebody else. So one thing I've learned to do now is before I hire or bring somebody in, I'm going to start doing my homework. I'm going to work with them a little bit, maybe have a conversation or 2 or 5 or 6. And then I'm going to maybe reach out or watch some of the work he's done with other customers or clients, because not only is that person got to be a good coach, but if I don't respect him, there's a lot of people out there I'm sure that you respect as advisors, leaders, coaches, and so forth, but do you respect them enough to be extremely coachable? So if not, that's a problem between you and you, not you and them. But if they're doing things that you don't respect, you're probably not going to be willing to absorb the information they're going to give you. And they may be great for somebody else, but they may not be very good for you. So what does it take to be extremely coachable? A person who is extremely coachable does several things. Number one, they're really good at listening. And then the second one is SOI. What is SOI? The speed of implementation. You want to make sure that when you find somebody that's going to coach or advise you, that you have a lot of respect for, and then now you're extremely coachable, you want to listen, and then you want to execute. Speed of implementation. You're wasting your time and your money if somebody gives you great advice, and number one, you don't respect them. Number two, if you do respect them, you're really wasting your money by not implementing. Somebody paid me a compliment some time ago, and this person has worked with numerous customers or people like myself in my field. And he said, Gary, here's what I've learned from you where I see that you're so much different than other people that they have worked with. He said, when you are given something to do, you move, and you move fast. And that is because if I have somebody that knows something that I don't know, or maybe an idea that I have not thought of, or my team has not thought of, and you give me that idea, I'm going to implement it when? Now. What does now mean? Now means no, N-O-W for waiting. Now means no waiting. And I see that the difference between those who think they're coachable and those who are coachable are those who implement the strategies and the ideas that have been given to them by a coach, an advisor, consultant, whatever. So I want you to think about, okay, are you not just coachable, but extremely coachable? If you're not extremely coachable, what can you do to take your game to another level to be extremely coachable? Maybe you got to, knock yourself down a little bit, be a little bit more humble, and realize that, you know what? One thing I've learned to realize, and it's not rocket science, that everybody is smarter than me at certain things, right? There's certain things that I know that you know that I don't know, that I can learn from you, and there's certain things that I know that you don't know that I believe you could probably learn from me. So when you find somebody that you know that you can respect, that has knowledge or skills that you're not aware of, maybe because you're the picture in the frame, you have a hard time seeing things. So get that person, learn from them, make sure you have an utmost respect for them so you can be not just coachable, but what kind of coachable? Extremely coachable. And when you're extremely coachable, you will be more ears than talk, and then you will implement, and you will implement it now. That's how you get results. Implement now, no waiting. All right. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'd love to see your comments below. This is a mindset that you have to have. Comment with the word mindset at the bottom. I'm out of here. Between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do. And if you don't, you will now. Don't let others rent space in your head. Have an awesome day. We'll see